Okay, hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakal. So today, this is the weekly market watch. So we basically going to look at Dow Jones, gold and silver, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And okay, let's uh, start with Dow Jones. So this is the Dow Jones chart. So as we know, we had a bit of a pump, like we had a bit of a Santa Claus rally towards the Christmas, and since then we have seen bit of a sell-off. This is the daily chart for Dow Jones and made like an all-time high, right? It broke about the previous all-time highs and made like an all-time high, and since then it has come back down. Probably this could be normally this could happen, especially when it breaks all-time highs. It tends to come back down to retest the support levels. So we have to wait and see what will happen. And let's not forget, this is still the holiday season, so a lot of people are not trading at the moment. Like investors are probably still in some kind of like a holiday mood. So for us to see like significant like changes in the markets, in any markets, we would probably need like a couple of weeks, at least towards like second to third week of January. That's when we see like the people are coming into the market after the holiday season. So this is Dow Jones. Not nothing special. As we can see, we can quickly look at the weekly chart as well. So according to the weekly chart, yeah, it broke above all-time highs. So who knows? And normally when this happens, it might come back down to like retest the 221 200-day moving average, which is, we have to go back and check on the daily chart, which is somewhere near 35,718. Yeah, so it might come all the way back down, or probably come back down to these levels, like test the support, and then we might see a lot higher prices. So I'm glad that the month of December is over. Like it's been a while, and then we've seen a lot of downside for most of the markets just after Christmas, just after we saw the Santa Claus rally. Even like since November, like until like late December, we've seen a lot of selling pressure. Probably because it's the end of financial year for US, so there's a lot of selling pressure. People tend to sell because it's the end of financial year, like to lock in profits. And more than that, due to Evergrande default, we've seen a lot of Chinese buyers, Chinese Asian sellers, like coming into the market and taking some profit. Either they're scared that the market might go down a lot lower. But more than that, I've seen like recently, like few days ago, I've seen like a news where Chinese government is trying to crack down on exchanges, and then they're saying you have like you had probably like until 31st of December to take that they are not allowed to have these exchanges in China, right? So there's a lot of some kind of crackdown went through China until 31st of December. So now that we are in early January, so it looks like all that is, we can set it aside, put them aside, and focus on the new year. So yeah, so happy new year to everyone. Yeah, so that's Dow Jones. Before we look at gold and silver, let's quickly double check the DXY, which is the US dollar. As I mentioned earlier, like in previous videos, US dollar is something really important that we need to keep an eye on. If you see like strong US dollar, we will probably tend to see inverse correlation, like weak markets for that could be Dow Jones, the traditional markets, or cryptocurrencies and gold and silver. So we want to see weak dollar. So that's what we're seeing right now. So this is the daily chart. Looking at the daily chart, it seems as if the US dollar is come. It just had a bit of resistance right here, and looks like it made like a double top, which is perfect, right? We don't want to see strong dollar. So it looks like there's a bit of a double top right here, right? So which is bearish. So maybe probably because of that, that's why we're seeing like, it's trying to like, it looks like it's going down, like there's like a downtrend has started. So either it will come all the way back down to this level, which is like 94.50, and probably will hold this as support. If it breaks that, even better. The next level would be around 93.50. So this is a good sign for the markets, especially in Q1. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see strong dollar. So we can just quickly look at the weekly chart as well. Yeah, so this white box right here, there's a lot of resistance right here compared to what we've seen before, like in looking at the charts, looking at the left side. So it broke above. We had like a very strong dollar from about like say 17th of May last year until now. So I would like to see dollar comes back down to retest these levels. Even if it breaks below this support, it will be even better. I want to see weak US dollar for the first quarter, like total first quarter, and maybe for the second quarter as well, because we don't want to see dollar get strengthened and then it'll inversely correlated to the other markets. So that's why. So Dow Jones, there's nothing special to talk about. It just gone above all-time highs, which is a good thing, and it might come back down to retest its support levels. So this is the weekly chart. So as you can see here, it probably like a double top, or maybe we can't say it's a double top as yet. It's not confirmed yet. It might come back down to retest the support somewhere here, and then before it goes back up. So that's Dow Jones. We already looked at Dixie. Let's look at gold and silver. Yeah, so this is the gold silver ratio. So I mentioned we looked at this like many times. So as I mentioned, we discussed this many times. If you see higher prices for gold and silver, that's a good time to buy silver. And if you see low prices for gold and silver ratio, that's a good time for us to accumulate gold. So right now, RSI is, you can see a bit of bearish divergence right here. Looking at the weekly chart, there's a bit of weekly bearish divergence on the RSI. So the price is going higher and the RSI is kind of like going down. So we can say this is like, it's clear bearish divergence on the RSI. So we might see gold silver ratio. This is not gold or either. This is like gold silver ratio might come down a bit. So if it comes down to these levels, that would be a good time for us to accumulate gold. So right now, when we see higher prices for higher RSI for gold and silver ratio, it's a good time for us to add silver to our portfolio. Yeah, so I always mention, I always remind you guys, gold and silver is something physical that you can hold in your hand. Everything else, even share market, gold, silver, not gold, silver, share market, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, your bank account, everything is online these days. So if you would, when you take profits from Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it's worthwhile to have some physical asset as a part of your portfolio for long term. So that's very important. So let's not forget, it's better to have a diversified asset portfolio where you have a little bit of gold and silver, cryptocurrencies, and shares likewise. So diversified asset portfolio, and you can add some government bonds as well. So as I've been saying, for traditional markets and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I'm expecting higher prices in first quarter and second quarter. If Bitcoin comes back to 60K, I will start taking some profits just in case, because we're not too sure what's going to happen. But the cycle has lengthened. So having said that, let's quickly have a look at the Bitcoin price right now. Yeah, so this is the weekly chart. it's holding up okay, right? So, and then if you go and check the fear and greed, like, we are still at extreme fear level. So as per, like, if the history is any indication, we know when we see a lot of extreme fear, like fear, this is a good time for us to accumulate for long term. So that's what I've been doing. Recently, like a few days ago, the last week, I did not accumulate much because I've had the opportunity to accumulate at lower levels. But if Bitcoin comes back down to 42, then I'll start, like, accumulating again for long term. So whatever you buy now, let's not expect, like, higher gains, like, in few months. Let's say we're going to buy right now and then hold it for like 12 months. So it's like a long term investment. And if it goes higher, like in couple of months, perfect, right? We can just sell and take some profit out. If not, we still hold it, because I still do believe Bitcoin cycle has lengthened. It's been lengthening, like, since day one. Like, the only thing is we did not notice. We never had the opportunity to, like, go there and have a look at it. So we just got stuck with this idea, like, it has to be of exact 4-year cycle. Not necessarily, like, it doesn't mean to be like that, and it's obvious when Bitcoin price is so cheap, it's easier to, like, push a lot higher in a shorter period of time, right? That's obvious. But when the Bitcoin price is goes higher and higher, it's going to get a lot harder, and then it needs a lot of money to push the price a lot higher. So back in the day, like in 2013 and beyond, before that, we've seen, like, bigger corrections, because there's a lot of people holding, like, a lot of Bitcoins, and then if they want to crash the market, they can sell, like, especially whereas they can sell a lot of Bitcoin, like, at this at like a given time. But right now it's been spread across, like, there's a lot of people holding Bitcoins. We have seen a lot of retail, plus we've seen, like, MicroStrategy, Elon Musk, these guys, like, holding a lot of Bitcoin as well, and they don't have any plans to, like, it doesn't seem like, according to what they say, they just want to buy and hold for long term. So that's why in the future, which is a good thing, we might not see bigger corrections, like, during a bull market. So we're probably going through this 30% drop, and it could be short term. So we probably see a lot higher prices that's what I believe, in Q1, if not in Q2, right? And then worst come to us, as I mentioned, we buy and hold it for 12 months. So if something has to happen, like, has to go up within 12 months for sure, right? But I'm expecting, maybe I'm pushing towards Q1 to Q2. So this is the Bitcoin price right now. The weekly chart, we can look at the daily chart as well. And recently, what I've noticed, instead of looking at these normal candles, we have an option here, which is Fibonacci candles, right? The good thing, the one interesting about these candles, it helps you to, like, look at the trend, like, you can see, like, a clear trend, given that, say for example, on a normal candle, like, we have the open and the close. Say for example, let me just switch back. Yeah, so here you can see there's, like, say for example, right here, we are not too sure the trend, right? We can see, like, a bigger drop, and it recovered, went back up, down again, likewise. So what happens here, if you look at, like, a normal candle, you can see there's there is open, right, and a close, right? And then if the next candle starts somewhere over here, if it's below the previous close of the body, right, then what we've seen, it becomes red. So this is the candle, this is the price close, like, it dropped all the way to 42 and went back up, and that's the end of that candle, right? The close price somewhere over here, and the next candle started from the top, about this price, but then it finished red, right? So that's why it's red. But if you switch to Fibonacci, the good thing is you can clearly see the trend. Even though on the other one we've seen, like, green candles, you can clearly see a trend, like this is, like, still the same. But over here, on the previous one we've seen like some red candles, but right here it's pretty clean. It tells you like the trend clearly. Even right here, what we're going through right now, the trend is clear, right? We've seen like few green candles here, but then again it dropped. So this is not a bad tool, like if you guys want to look at the trend. And also you can have this QQE signal, which is also something that I use. Not this one, sorry, it's not this one, actually super trend. Yeah, so this it tells you like when to buy and when to sell, right? Like if you're a long-term investor, if you're holding for long term, we just say you trying to DCA and then you're trying to find out what's the best time for me to DCA. It clearly tells you like this is like a buy, and then since we got this signal, we can see like a clear trend all the way up. And here when it drops below this level, as you can see, below 56, it's a sell signal, and then it kept on going down, and then this we haven't seen like a buy signal yet, so which is a good thing. So it clearly identifies the trend, whether it's buy or sell. So even if you're like a trader, like a swing trader, and then you say if you want to put like a short, like if you want to short the market for like in a few like weeks or a month or so, this indicator is really good. Like not for more than short-term trading, like day trading. Is it good for like weekly, like for weekly, multi-week trading? This super trend, you can add this on your trading.com. Yeah, so that's some bit of additional information, like that's what I'm looking at. So I'm planning to like use Fibonacci candles in the future, because it clearly tells me the trend. So yeah, so this is the Bitcoin price for the moment. And yeah, let's look at ETH. Yeah, so still I mean, we know ETH is pretty much strong, like compared to Bitcoin, it's holding up really well. And now, given that we are in month of January, like if you look at the seasonality, month of January has been like a very good month for Ethereum. Worst come to worst, February, right? So Q1 is normally a really good month for Ethereum. But as long as Bitcoin stays about like 50K, we just want to see Bitcoin about 50K. And then if we see that, I'm pretty sure, like I'm say 70% sure that we'll see a lot higher prices for Ethereum. So this is the Ethereum chart. So yeah, price wise, it's came all the way back down like to 3,500, and it's got support around that area, and then it gone back up. Now it's holding up like around 3,700. But if you look at the weekly chart, this is very common for Ethereum, right? We've seen this kind of even like a few years ago, we've seen, for example, right here. See, we've seen it goes up, and then it's like we've seen like a downtrend for some time. It goes up and then consolidate for some time, and then before it goes a lot higher. So this is something common for Ethereum. Normally, yeah. So compared to here, see, we're having like similar kind of a downtrend, like consolidation, I would say. It could go down, but given that we are in Q1, I'm expecting to hold the price like a lot better compared to Bitcoin, and then it's not too far away from it from its all-time highs. Like it's about like probably $1,000 less. Yeah, so Ethereum, this is like something that if I buy, like I would hold it for long term, like even for 12 months, no doubt. So this is like a really good coin, like it's a rank number 2, so there's no problem accumulating these coins for long term. So none of this financial advice, but yeah, that's what it is. And we can quickly go through some all coins. So this is SLP. So as you can see, it's a clear downtrend. Like it got hammered like on the weekly chart. We can look at the daily chart as well. Yeah, so SLP, that's something I've been buying, and I'm expecting it to go a lot higher. As you can see, rather than buying it somewhere over here, like at the 35 cents or even 10 cents, right now it's just dropped all the way to like 2.7 cents. So as you can see here, it's consolidating, and then we can look at the RSI is pretty low, like going down so much, like at 20. So this is like perfect time to for us to like accumulate these coins for long term. So not financial advice again. If you look at the RSI, yeah, it's sitting down really low. So yeah, and then if you look at the price, it's pretty cheap. These coins in the future, I mean, when the market goes up, these coins will, with Bitcoin goes up, these coins will recover and could go a lot higher. So I've been accumulating this coin, as you guys, as I mentioned, like a few weeks ago. I've been buying it for some time, but right now I just want to see it drop to like maybe 2.5 cents, then I accumulate more. But rather than that, I'm quite happy with what I have. And as you can see, it's like a clear consolidation. Yes, it dropped a bit, but there's clear consolidation happening right now at these levels. I'm not worried to accumulate for long term these coins, right? And we can also look at this one against ETH. SLP is a ERC20 token, and I can remember seeing, yeah, this like a clear downtrend, right? And then RSI is also going down as so. Yeah, against Ethereum, it's down as well. We can look at the weekly chart. Yeah, so it's like against Ethereum, it dropped a lot, so I mean, for long-term accumulation, these coins are not too bad. And then there's very like small cap tokens. When they go up, they just pump like they could pump like 10x. I mean, we're not betting on like something that we haven't seen. It's pretty clear if you look at this one right here. Look at the pump against ETH. So we want to see higher prices. Like we want to see Ethereum goes a lot higher, and then you see like this sort of pump. So it's like a downtrend, something similar to what we've seen over here. When we compare this, what we're seeing right now, and when they pump, like they could pump lot higher. So this is like 8x, like 800%, and then even after dropping back, it just went all the way up to like that's 14, like 15x. So these coins, but Bitcoin has to be like we don't want to see that Bitcoin a bear market, and we can't expect these coins to pump. So that's SLP. Again, QNT, I think I've seen clear bullish divergence for this one as well. I know, yeah, not this one, with some other coin. Anyways, yeah, this is a coin that I've been accumulating, and then it's holding up really well. The price went down all the way to like 142. Since then it has recovered, and then sitting somewhere near 180. So even though Bitcoin just struggling to go up, these coins up, especially what I noticed, like all coins are holding up really well. So maybe we can expect higher prices in Q1 2022. So let's wait and see what will happen. Yeah, this is QNT, and then Telcoin. Yes, I mentioned like this is something that I've been buying. And yeah, here you can see on the daily chart, this is the Telcoin versus USD, a clear bullish divergence. As you can see here, we can see RSI is going up like that. The price is going up, but not so much. So that we can consider that as a bullish divergence compared to here. Yeah, so these levels, like it's not too bad for us to like accumulate these coins. Looks like a lot of people are buying. That's why even like RSI has gone up, recovered a lot. It's somewhere near 40s, but the price hasn't done much. So that could be an indication that people are accumulating for long term. Unfortunately, like looking at the volume, we cannot decide much because a lot of whales, they don't buy it from exchanges, right? They just buy it like they do OTC, like over the counter. They buy it. But that's why, like, what will for us to see it might take a month or two, right? So that's why sometimes we might not see a lot of volume. This could be the reason, especially for Bitcoin as well. We haven't seen much volume since Bitcoin hit like 30K in May. The reason being people don't buy like whales. They don't it seems like they don't buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on exchanges, so we don't have much data. But later on, we'll see when, especially like Bitcoin, like it's already been mined. A lot of Bitcoin's been mined already, so we might see like a supply shortage. If that's the case, we'll see a lot higher prices for Bitcoin in a short period of time. So then we'll see Ethereum takes over, and then when Ethereum settles, we'll see like a large cap, mid, micro cap tends to like pump a lot higher as well. And I want to mention, let's not forget metaverse token. So we know Facebook, they changed their name to metaverse, Meta, for a reason. So they probably know this is the future. So let's not forget, metaverse tokens are really cheap at the moment. Like for example, Hero, it's at somewhere near like 13 cents. So we can look at that one as well. So there's not much data on them, so we have to probably go for like 4-hour chart. Yeah, this is something that I've been accumulating. I'm quite happy with what I have right now. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, there was a clear trend. It's been broken, so it's coming back down. But yeah, the price is holding up all right. So probably like people are buying this at the moment. By looking at the volume, there's not much volume on this exchange. It's like not just like one exchange we're looking at right now. It's KuCoin. Yeah, maybe like there's some OTC, like we don't see much what happening on OTC. Yeah, so metaverse token, this is probably like a really good long-term hold for me. Like that's what I do. I just hold these ones and hold these ones for long term. And the next one would be AI. Even this one has bullish divergence, as you can see. The RSI is heading higher. The price is like stagnant, not doing much. So this is bullish divergence right there. So from here, price is not going up much, like compared to here. So somewhere over there. So there's bullish divergence on these coins as well. As I said, all coins are holding up really well. So this is like a pretty good metaverse token that I'm gonna buy and hold for some time, or for long term. Yeah, if you want to buy this Hero, AI, and Block, the next one is Block, you need to have an account on KuCoin. So this is where I bought them. They're not on Binance at the moment as yet, but in the future we might see it on Binance. And then again, Block is holding up really well as well. Same like bullish divergence on Block right there, and then we can see it's clear bullish divergence. The price is going higher. Sorry, RSI is going higher. Price is like stagnant. This is the 4-hour chart. We can, I don't know whether we have enough data on daily chart. Yeah, not much data on daily chart, but roughly we can have a look at it. Yeah, so these ones for long-term accumulation, not too bad. And then this is the, you probably need to go to 4-hour chart again. This is the Raka Radio Kaka coin. Really cheap, really cheap. Like we can buy it for like what, like 0.003, right? And then when it pumps, it'll probably pump a lot higher. So this looks like this setup looks really good on the 4-hour, right? It would have been better if we can see similar setup on daily chart. Again, it's all coins. It depends on what Bitcoin does. We want to see Bitcoin about 50K first, and then 53, and then probably closer to 60. If Bitcoin push, like if Bitcoin price, if you see Bitcoin price about like closer to 60K or somewhere over there for like a couple of months, then I would probably expect like these old coins to go a lot higher. So that's what we want to see in Q1. So I have a feeling Q1 is going to be really good. And even this one cheap, it's still cheap. It's not a small cap anymore, it's a large cap, but it's holding up really well. So it's within the range. We discuss anything near 4,000 to 3,000 would be like good entry point. So it's holding up really well at the moment. So it has come all the way back down to 0.786, closer to it. Now it's gone back up. It's somewhere near 0.618 and 0.786, like near the golden pocket. Like this is where a lot of people accumulate once we've seen like coin pumps so much. just pumped all the way from here, like about 10x or so. And since then, yeah, about 12x it pumped, and then since then it dropped. So it's a bigger drop. So if someone wants to accumulate, as long as you have Bitcoin and Ethereum on your portfolio, this is not a bad, like, a coin to hold for long term. Yeah, it dropped like 70% from its all-time high. So for me, it looks okay, like, to DCA. So anything what we do now, we DCA. We're not gonna go all in. Yeah, so we need to kind of practice how to DCA as well. Like, I mean, I heard a lot of guys saying they already put all their money in, but we should not do that. Like, every time we see like a bit of a drop, we should put like maybe 10-20% and always have some USDT or stable coins just in case, because we never know. But right now, I think probably like in January Q1, things are looking good for Bitcoin. So let's quickly go back to Bitcoin price action. Yeah, so this correction is like, it's big enough, I guess. So it's about what it started on 4th of December. It's been like a month so far. Compared to this, from 60K to 30K, and then we seen like 2 months consolidation. But let's not forget, before this downtrend, we've seen Bitcoin went from like 10 to like 65,000. So it's like a much bigger pump, and then 2 months consolidation. So compared to the pump that we've seen from about 30K to 70K, this consolidation maybe is good enough. That's what I believe. So worst come to worst, couple of weeks in January, we might see a consolidation for like a couple of weeks. And after that, I'm expecting Bitcoin to break out and then probably go above, like, first towards like 60K. First, we want to see about 50K, and then 53, 54. And next would be like at least to 60K. And when it gets to 60K, there's a lot of resistance around these levels. So we want to see it breaks above and then go a lot higher. Let's give it like, Q1 and then worst count towards Q2. So as I said, buy now for long term for 12 months and buy and hold, and let's see what happens. Like, I'm expecting a lot higher prices for Bitcoin in 2022. And yeah, the cycle has lengthened, obviously. So it has been happening for the past like 9-10 years or so. Okay, so that's it from my end. Do you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask. I can quickly have a look at it could be like all coin, or it could be any other coin, or it could be like anything regards to Bitcoin and Ethereum or traditional markets. You can ask if you have any questions, kindly. Meanwhile, I just quickly, I'm streaming this live on Facebook. Let me quickly go there and check whether they have any questions over there. And if you have any questions, kindly ask right now, kindly, please. Yeah, XRP, okay. So, Suresh, NFT, is it a coin? Or you mean like the NFT as a whole? Suresh? We just check whether there's a coin called NFT. Oh yes, there's a coin called NFT. Okay, maybe that's what he's talking about. Let's go to KuCoin. Okay. Yeah, it's how much? Oh yeah, it's just, yeah, okay, that's a very cheap coin actually. Okay, we need to just check this one market cap. Coin market cap, sorry, yeah. Okay, NFT. Another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, has it got 5 zeros? Yeah. Okay, so this is the one he's talking about, I guess. Yeah, it's such a cheap coin. I remember this, like I've seen this somewhere. I remember this sign actually. Yeah, it's like a very cheap coin. Again, this is like a small cap. The market cap is about like 800 million. So this is a small cap coin. So and the rank is about what is it, like 170, something like that. Yeah, there's few 178 like there's people like on their watch list, they're watching this. 178,000 people are watching it. Rank is about 113. So I remember this coin, someone's talking about this coin. This is I think it's NFT, like non-fungible tokens. You can make NFTs on this website. We can just give it a check as well. If you want to buy it, yeah, you have to buy it on, you can buy it on KuCoin, or you can buy it in Huobi and Polonix. You can buy on Polonix as well. It's not on Binance. That's something cheap, like this, the price is really cheap, I guess. Yeah, so it's on Tron. Yeah, it's on Tron layer. So this is a Tron, it's on Tron layer. I think I hold a bit of I got some like airdrops because I have like a Tron wallet app on my phone. So I was holding some Tron tokens. So it looks like I got like a airdrop of these coins. So I think I still have it. I'll just need to double check. And if someone wants to buy it, you can buy it and hold it. But I mean, you cannot put like so much money onto these coins, right? Because Bitcoin drops, you know the story, right? These coins will drop a lot lower. So maybe like put 2-3% or 5% of your portfolio. I know it's a cheap coin. If it pumps, like it could pump a lot higher. So thank you, Suresh, for reminding us to have a look at this token. I even totally forgot I have a bit of little bit of coins from this token. I'll have a look at it. And yeah, like it's very cheap. Like if you put like what, maybe $20, you can buy like millions of these coins. So yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't mind like just put like small amount of money and then accumulate, and then hopefully if Bitcoin pumps, everything's looking good. But don't put like maybe 30-40% of your portfolio into this coin and expect like a lot higher prices. But if Bitcoin go into like a bear market or so, then you have to probably lose like, and this coin will totally disappear, right? So we don't want that. So as long as we have 40% Bitcoin in your portfolio and another 30% Ethereum, then the rest, maybe 30%, you can just play with large cap, small cap, medium, and then micro cap likewise. Okay, so that's that. Any other questions you guys have? Okay, XRP, yeah. Yeah, so it's actually following what Bitcoin does. So it pumped and then like hit all-time high. I mean, trying to break this high right here, and then if it failed to break the high right here, and since then it dropped and then made like a lower low and it just like made a lower high. So we want to see it go above this the 200-day moving average and probably break above $1, go above like $1 and consolidate before we see a lot higher prices. And normally XRP, when it pumps, it'll be quick. It could go from $1 to like $5 like within a couple of weeks. So it's just the nature of XRP. I know it had like there's a bit of a drag due to this SEC issues. Hopefully, like in first, second quarter, or even in third quarter, like if you buy XRP, I hold a lot of XRP as well, and I'm holding for like long term. When it pumps, like I just quickly sell and take some profit. So we need to wait. It's consolidating at the moment, and it's probably watching what Bitcoin does. So it all depends on what Bitcoin does. Okay, do you guys have any other questions, or you want me to look at any other coins? All right then. Yeah. So let's call it a day, and then this is the end of this Zoom session, weekly Zoom session. I hope you learned something out of this. So this year, like we expecting a lot higher prices this year. So DCA for long term, like let's say like a 12 months window. And anything happens within that, if it drops lower, we just accumulate it with DCA more. If it goes higher, we just take profit and get out of the market. So I appreciate your participation, and I'll talk to you on next coming Wednesday. Thank you all. See you on Wednesday. Bye.